During the campaign, President Trump said he would take $20 billion from existing federal education programs, which, by the way, is more than half of the department's budget for K-12 education, and instead put that money into a voucher-like system. The president also committed to getting rid of the Department of Education in its entirety, which would put 500,000 teachers out of work. The nominee has committed to work with him on these plans, and let's be clear, this plan would be devastating for public schools, including the schools in California that serve over 6 million students. This also means California students could lose $2.3 billion in federal education funding, which could end critical programs. For example, the Individuals with Disability Education Act. It serves thousands of California's disabled students and serves them well. But his plan would slash $1.3 billion in federal funding, money that our children rely on. The Trump-DeVos proposal to cut the Department of Education budget would also harm California's students. $3.8 million in Pell Grants for California's students could be lost. 43,000 or more teacher positions in California could be eliminated. $8.96 billion in student loans could be at risk for California's college students. The bottom line is this: fewer teachers, fewer resources for students and parents, and less aid to make college affordable. Maybe one school cuts their after-school program, or stops teaching the arts, or doesn't have a guidance counselor, or decides that they'll just let class size balloon because they don't have enough teachers. We know that's not good enough for any of us. There is a clear connection between public education and public safety. When I was the district attorney of San Francisco, there was a rash of homicides one year. And all of us in a position of leadership were rightly concerned, and we did the predictable and the right thing. We figured out how we could put more cops on the street. We looked at our gang intervention strategies, and we figured out very predictable and good ways of reacting to these crimes after they occurred. But I asked a question. I asked a member of my staff, do an assessment and tell me, who are these homicide victims? And in particular, who are the homicide victims who are under the age of 25? And the reason I asked that question is pretty simple. There were just a lot of them. And sure enough, the data came back to me, and it included the fact that of the homicide victims who were under the age of 25, 94% were high school dropouts. So over the years, I've taken a closer look at this issue, and I've learned that 82% of the prisoners in the United States are high school dropouts. I've learned that an African-American man who was a high school dropout in between the age of 30 and 34 is 2/3 likely to be in jail, have been in jail, or dead. There is a direct connection between what we do or do not do in our public education systems and the price we all pay in terms of our public safety. And I say to everyone concerned, there are good reasons to care about the education of children. And if nothing else, be concerned about why you have to have 3 padlocks on your front door. If we don't educate our children in our public school system, we all pay the price.